Welcome back! So today I'm going to show you how to do 4D hand painted roses and some little hacks of how I found it easier. So we've got a nail form. You all thought this is rubbish. Keep this is amazing. What we're going to be using is this wax paper and the sticker to create our roses. Pick out your chosen acrylic colour. I've picked Pink Champagne from Trilogy. I like the shimmer that's in this. I'm also going to be using my Crystal Nails mini 3D brush. Pick up quite a large bead of your acrylic colour. I've had to add a couple of beads together here to create the bigger piece that I want. And what you're going to do is, this is going to be the centre of our rose. So you want to make it quite flat. So flatten it all out, pat it down and turn it into almost like a sausage shape. You want to have a slight curve because we want to be able to roll this. But keep patting that down and shaping it in. You'll find because you're working on the wax paper, it shapes so easily. This is absolutely brilliant. This is so much easier than working on a form. You'll find that the acrylic just glides around nice and smooth and you're not fighting it. How cute is my little sausage? Once you've got that in shape, while that's setting, pick up a small bead and just place that down on the sticker that we've got left from our form. This is going to be our base for our rose. So that bead is just going to flatten down and we're going to use that flat section to adhere it to the nail afterwards. So with your wet 3D brush, once this is set to a certain degree, you'll be able to just lift up the corner. Once you can work away underneath and you want to fold that over. Remember, we're rolling this, so you want to create a roll. And just on one side, so you can see I'm on the left hand side of this. Keep flattening down that on the left hand side. It just creates more of a cone shape. So keep rolling, 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 rolling. I'm getting a bit carried away there, is me thinking I'm on like MTV. Okay, pick this piece up and the bottom half that we were flattening, you want to press into that sort of going off bead of acrylic that's flattened itself down. Bit of a close-up, you can just see that nice coil in the centre now. So this is going to be the core of our rose. Now we're going to take another bead, we're going to flatten this down and you want to create almost like a circle. But it's going to be slightly thinner on the inside, so we're going to create our petals. So hopefully you can figure out sort of what shape we're making here. I like to keep the bases quite flat on the petals still, so you will see me sort of shape these in flat there. Keep pressing them down till you're happy with the thickness. When these are set, we're going to do exactly the same where we're lifting it off the wax paper. Placed a bead of acrylic. There's just a really small one at the bottom of our cone that we've made. That's going to just be going off so that we can press our first petal into it. Press down at the base and fold the sides around. You can then, once this is setting into place, you can actually bend over the top half of the petal. It's just going to create that nice roll effect that you see on natural roses. Keep blending these petals all the way around. Keep placing beads of acrylic underneath every time you're going to press a petal into the bead. You also want to overlap the petals like brickwork. I'd probably recommend, if it's the first time you're doing this, make just one petal at a time. Once you get the hang of it and you've built up your confidence that you can move quite quickly, you'll be able to do several. Hopefully you can see the formation coming together. So we've got a few more petals to add yet. Add in some more beads of acrylic around the base each time you add your petals. Remember to keep your 3D brush slightly damp when you're lifting this off. If it's dry, you are going to end up damaging your bristles on your brush. So you want to be able to really sort of glide that under and loosen it away. Tuck in any corners. Don't forget you can always add more petals if you misplace one, or if one goes wrong, take it away, start again. I want this rose to be quite symmetrical, so I want it nice and round. So I'm adding one final petal to the underneath just to create some symmetry to the rose. And there we have it, our finished sculpt. So I'm happy with that shape. Now to hand paint. So to start with, we're just going to be focusing on just the outer skim edges of these petals. So I've got my foil ready and my acrylic paint. Again, these are just cheap acrylics, don't have to be expensive. These are from the works. I have got so many art brushes, but this one is just a cheap one. These are just off eBay. I'm just putting a drop of water to water down that acrylic. Mix it in until the consistency you're happy with to work with. I tend to try the consistency out on the back of my hand. I added this little section of video so you can see how watery I use my paint, and then I do pick a small amount up and I do some practice lines on the back of my hand normally to check the consistency. I'm then going to slowly work around the edges of, or from the middle all the way around the outer petals. Sorry guys, my fat massive nail's in the way. And then adding fine lines with a flicking down motion, bringing it out from the wet paint from the edges. This is just going to create some texture to the petals and it makes them look more realistic. Begone, fat nail! Hopefully guys you can at least see and get the gist. I'm so sorry my hand's in shot. Don't panic if you get something wrong. I went back to my 3D brush. If you get a little bit of monomer on your 3D brush, it cleans out the acrylic paint really quickly. So that way it's almost like an eraser. So you can remove the excess paint if you smudge any or if you get any wrong. Try using the monomer. I find it works with most of my acrylic painting. But remember guys, if you want to use monomer as an eraser, make sure that your consistency is nice and watery of your acrylic paint. If it's too thick, the monomer can't even cut through it. Nearly finished. Remember as well, guys, do not give up on your first try. Nobody gets it right their first try. If you do, you are a wizard. But seriously, keep going. It's like most things. The penny just drops all of a sudden and you will be away. Start with just one rose. Honestly, by the time you are finished, you'll be knocking 2 and 3 out at the same time. This is so quick and easy once you get the hang of it. One last freshen up with the monomer. And there we have it, guys. That is my finished rose. So I'm happy with that, and that's where I'd stop with that one. Once you get used to this, you can work really quickly. You can probably have 2 on the go. They are really easy to make once you get used to making them. They just literally pop off the foil. And as you can see, you've got a nice flat shiny base, and that there is going to sit nice and flush with the nail wherever you want to sort of adhere it to. You can use a nail glue or a resin, or even you could set it in gel under your lamp. I will just say, man, look how dodgy my tan is. So I'll just add the finishing picture from which I sort of like took these nails. If you've enjoyed this tutorial and want to see more, please like and subscribe to our channels, guys, and drop us a comment below.